We looked at this briefly earlier, but let's go back and get a deeper overview of our orders page. We can access this at My Sales and Orders. Here we have an overview of all of the orders on our store. And now we can delete any of these by selecting the orders that we want to delete, scrolling down here and clicking delete. But I don't recommend you ever do that unless you have sort of like what we have here, where you have fake orders or orders that you created manually just to kind of play around and make sure you understand how it works. You always want to hang on to your order information essentially as long as you can in case there's ever an issue in the future, so you can go back and view the information for that order. Let's take a look at the information that we see here on this overview page. We have the payment and shipping status. We have the name of the customer and their address, the shipping method, the payment method, and a rundown of the order. If we have multiple items, then we have 2 icons for those items, but we can expand it to get a little bit more detail. We can view a more in-depth breakdown of the order by either opening this drop-down box and clicking View Order, or clicking this arrow on the side. That will take us to a page that looks like this. And here we have all of the information for this order. We can also update the status of the order from this page, and we can also add a note to the order on this page. Note that when we add a note, this is purely for internal purposes, so the customer will not see this. This is just for our own use, so we might say USPS shipping is $0 because we gave the customer a discount. And click Save, and that shows up here. So any kind of extra information that you need to add just for your own records, you can use the note for that. And then if we go back to the full order list, we'll also see that note down here at the bottom of this order summary. When you're changing the payment and processing status, you just click on either one of these and select one of the options. Now, it's important to note that if you're accepting credit card payments on your Ecwid store, the payment status will be updated automatically as paid once the customer completes the transaction online. So you don't have to worry about going here and manually marking all of your orders as paid, as long as you're using credit card transactions. Marking these as paid manually is primarily for situations where you might be receiving payments in some offline form. Also know that if you ever see an order showing up as canceled and you didn't mark it as canceled yourself, that means that the payment processor was unable to authorize the payment using the credit card information that the customer provided. Again, we also have shipping information over here, and we will mark these as shipped whenever we ship a product. If we're using a shipping carrier, such as UPS, that allows us to apply a tracking number, we can click Update Order and assign tracking number. Select this option and put that tracking number in there. And once we do and click Mark as Shipped, it will automatically update it as shipped as well. So we don't have to do both steps. The system knows that it's shipped if we have a tracking number. Also note that if you're on an Ecwid business plan or higher, then in this drop-down menu here, you have the option to edit your order. We'll talk about that a little bit more in depth in a future video. Finally, and this is especially helpful once you have many orders on your store, you can filter all of the orders. If you want to see, for instance, all of the ones that are paid but need to be shipped, that's very important information, you can click that here, and it will filter down and only show you those results. We can go back to all orders, and then we have many other ways to filter out our orders here by date, by payment status, fulfillment status, payment method, shipping method. So if we just want to see only those orders that were paid for in cash, it'll show those. In my case, currently, that's all of these because these are fake orders that I placed. So this is extremely useful if you need to narrow down the list, and again, especially if you have many orders on your store. So as you can see, updating order status information is very easy to do in Ecwid. And one final note, there's no save button on this page. So this is one of the few places where changes are saved essentially instantly and automatically. So remember this, especially when it comes to the shipping status, because when you do mark an order as shipped, the customer will automatically receive a shipping notification email. So be careful that you don't accidentally mark something as shipped that's not been shipped so the customer doesn't get inaccurate information.